Have you ever thought growing fruit trees was only for people with big yards? What if I told you that you can harvest fresh lemons, figs, blueberries, and more from a small balcony? Thanks to modern breeding, there are now miniature fruit plants specifically designed for container growing. These aren't struggling versions of full-sized trees. They're naturally compact varieties that produce real, full-sized fruit in pots. Today on No Secrets Gardening, we're exploring 5 miniature fruit plants that thrive on balconies. These plants prove you don't need acres of land to enjoy homegrown fruit. You just need the right varieties and some simple container gardening knowledge. If the idea of picking fresh fruit steps from your living room excites you, hit that subscribe button right now. Let's discover which fruiting plants will turn your balcony into a productive mini orchard. What makes a fruit plant balcony-worthy? Before we meet our 5 plants, let's understand what separates good balcony fruit plants from disappointments. First, they must stay naturally compact, under 6 feet tall even at maturity. We're not pruning aggressively to keep them small, they're bred to be miniature. Second, they should be self-pollinating. Most balcony gardeners don't have room for multiple trees, so we need plants that can produce fruit from a single specimen. Third, they need to adapt well to container life. Their root systems should tolerate the confined space of a pot without becoming stressed or unproductive. And finally, they should produce meaningful harvests. We're not talking about 1 or 2 fruits. We want plants that deliver enough to actually enjoy. Number 1. Dwarf Meyer Lemon. The sunshine favorite. Meyer lemons are sweeter and less acidic than regular lemons, with a hint of mandarin orange flavor. The dwarf variety grows to just 4 to 6 feet tall and produces fruit year-round in the right conditions. Why it's perfect for balconies. Dwarf Meyer lemons are self-pollinating and incredibly productive. A single tree can produce dozens of lemons annually. The flowers are fragrant, the fruit is delicious, and the tree itself is beautiful even when not fruiting. These trees thrive indoors near sunny windows during winter, making them ideal for cold climates. How to grow it. Use a large pot, at least 15 to 18 inches wide and deep, with excellent drainage. Use potting soil formulated for citrus, or mix regular potting soil with perlite and compost. Place in the sunniest spot possible, at least 8 hours of direct sunlight daily. South-facing balconies are ideal. Water when the top 2 inches of soil feel dry. Citrus trees don't like to dry out completely, but hate soggy roots. Feed monthly during the growing season with citrus-specific fertilizer. These trees are heavy feeders. In winter, if temperatures drop below 50 degrees Fahrenheit regularly, bring the tree indoors to a sunny window. Meyer lemons can bloom and fruit indoors with enough light. Quick tip: Meyer lemon trees often flower and fruit simultaneously. You'll see fragrant white blossoms, green developing fruit, and ripe yellow lemons all on the same tree. It's remarkably beautiful. Number 2. Dwarf Fig. The ancient fruit figs are one of the oldest cultivated fruits in human history, and dwarf varieties like Petite Negra or Little Miss Figgy stay compact while producing full-sized sweet fruit. Why figs excel in containers? Fig trees naturally have shallow, spreading root systems that adapt well to pots. They're drought-tolerant once established, and many varieties are self-pollinating, producing fruit without needing pollination at all. Dwarf figs grow 3 to 5 feet tall and can produce 2 crops per year, one in early summer and one in fall. How to grow it? Use a pot at least 16 to 18 inches wide and deep. Figs appreciate room, but don't need enormous containers. Plant in well-draining potting soil. Place in full sun, at least 6 hours daily. Water when the top inch of soil feels dry. Figs tolerate drought better than most fruit plants, but produce juicier fruit with consistent moisture. Feed monthly during the growing season with balanced fertilizer. In cold climates, figs go dormant in winter. Move the pot to an unheated garage or basement where temperatures stay between 20 and 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Water sparingly during dormancy, just enough to keep roots from completely drying out. Gardening fact: fresh figs are nothing like dried figs. They're soft, honey-sweet, and have a complex flavor that's impossible to describe. Growing your own is the only way most people will ever taste truly fresh figs. Number 3. Dwarf blueberry, the superfood. Shrub blueberries are packed with antioxidants and vitamins, and dwarf varieties like Top Hat or Peach Sorbet stay under 2 feet tall while producing abundant berries. Why they're ideal for balconies. Dwarf blueberries are compact, beautiful in all seasons, with white spring flowers, summer fruit, and brilliant red fall foliage, and produce impressive harvests for their size. Most blueberries need acidic soil, but container growing makes this easy to provide. How to grow them? Use a pot at least 12 to 14 inches wide and deep. Use acidic potting soil formulated for azaleas, rhododendrons, or blueberries. Regular potting soil has the wrong pH. Place in full sun to partial shade. Blueberries tolerate some shade better than most fruiting plants. Water regularly with rainwater if possible. Tap water can be too alkaline for blueberries. Keep soil consistently moist, but not waterlogged. Feed in early spring with fertilizer formulated for acid-loving plants. Important note: most blueberries produce better with cross-pollination. If you have room for 2 pots, plant 2 different varieties. They'll both produce heavier crops. If you only have room for one, choose a self-pollinating variety like Top Hat. Quick tip: place netting over blueberry plants when fruit ripens, or you'll be competing with birds for every berry. Birds love blueberries as much as we do. Number 4. Dwarf pomegranate. The jeweled fruit pomegranates have experienced a health food renaissance, prized for their antioxidant-rich juice. Dwarf varieties like Nana grow just 2 to 3 feet tall and produce small but genuine pomegranates. Why they thrive on balconies? Pomegranates are naturally heat and drought tolerant, making them forgiving container plants. The flowers are stunning, bright orange-red and showy. The fruit is ornamental even before ripening, and the plant's small leaves in compact form are attractive year-round. How to grow it? Use a pot 12 to 14 inches wide and deep. Pomegranates don't need massive containers. Plant in well-draining potting soil. Place in full sun. The more sun, the more flowers and fruit. Water moderately. Let soil dry out between waterings. Pomegranates tolerate drought well, but produce juicier fruit with occasional deep watering. Feed monthly during the growing season with balanced fertilizer. In cold climates, pomegranates can tolerate light frost, but should be moved to protection if temperatures drop below 20 degrees Fahrenheit for extended periods. Gardening fact: dwarf pomegranate fruit is smaller than supermarket pomegranates, about 2 to 3 inches in diameter, but the flavor is concentrated and sweet. One dwarf tree can produce a dozen or more fruits per season. Number 5. Strawberries. The accessible berry. We mentioned strawberries earlier in our perennial foods video, but they deserve recognition here as one of the most successful balcony fruits for beginners. Why they're perfect for small spaces. Strawberries produce fruit in their first season, unlike most fruit plants that require years to establish. They're compact, attractive, and can be grown in hanging baskets, vertical towers, or regular pots. They're also one of the least expensive fruiting plants to start, making them ideal for first-time fruit growers. How to grow them? Use pots at least 8 to 10 inches wide, or consider a strawberry tower or hanging basket for vertical growing. Plant in rich, well-draining potting soil. Strawberries like slightly acidic soil. Place in full sun, at least 6 hours daily for good fruit production. Water consistently. Strawberries are shallow-rooted and need regular moisture, especially when flowering and fruiting. Feed every 2 weeks during the growing season with balanced fertilizer. For continuous harvests, choose ever-bearing or day-neutral varieties. Remove runners to focus the plant's energy on fruit production, or let runners root to expand your strawberry patch. Quick tip: strawberries in containers are much less prone to slug damage and disease than ground-planted strawberries. The elevation keeps fruit clean and pests at bay. If you're already dreaming about fresh fruit on your balcony, do me a favor and hit that like button. And I'm curious, have you tried growing fruit in containers before? What worked and what didn't? Share your experience in the comments below. Your stories help everyone watching learn what's possible. Now let's talk about how to make these miniature fruit plants truly productive on your balcony. Essential tips for balcony fruit. Success: sunlight is non-negotiable. Fruit plants need substantial sunlight to produce. Aim for at least 6 hours, preferably 8. If your balcony is shady, focus on herbs and leafy greens instead. Fruit won't perform well. Container size matters. Don't skimp on pot size to save space. Undersized pots stress fruit plants and dramatically reduce harvests. Use the minimum sizes I've mentioned, or go larger if possible. Drainage is critical. Fruit plants hate wet roots. Every container must have multiple drainage holes. Add a layer of gravel or pot feet to ensure water can escape freely. Feed regularly. Fruiting plants are heavy feeders. They need nutrients to produce flowers and develop fruit. Feed monthly during the growing season, and watch for yellowing leaves that indicate nutrient deficiency. Pollination help. Even self-pollinating plants benefit from assistance. When flowers appear, gently shake the plant or use a small paintbrush to transfer pollen between flowers. This increases fruit set, especially indoors or on enclosed balconies where bees can't reach. Thinning fruit. It seems counterintuitive, but removing some developing fruit early results in larger, better quality remaining fruit. When fruits are pea-sized, thin to leave 2 to 3 inches between fruits. Winter protection. Most miniature fruit plants need winter care. Citrus and pomegranates must be protected from hard frost. Figs need cool dormancy. Blueberries and strawberries are cold-hardy, but may need pot insulation. Research your specific plant's winter needs. Patience pays. Most fruit plants produce lightly in their first year while establishing roots. Year 2 and 3 bring substantially better harvests. Don't give up if first-year production disappoints. Repotting schedule. Every 2 to 3 years, fruit plants need fresh soil or a larger pot. The best time is early spring before new growth begins. Gently loosen circling roots and replant with fresh potting soil. Managing expectations. What's realistic? Let's be honest about what miniature fruit plants can and cannot do. You won't replace your grocery store fruit shopping entirely. A dwarf lemon tree produces perhaps 2 to 3 dozen lemons per year. Wonderful for cooking and drinks, but not enough to supply all your citrus needs. A dwarf fig might give you 15 to 20 figs per season. A blueberry bush produces a couple of pints. These are supplemental harvests, not total food sources. But here's what they do provide: incredibly fresh, peak ripeness fruit that tastes better than anything you'll buy. The satisfaction of growing something truly special. connection to the seasons and cycles of growth. And yes, some real food security and cost savings over time. These plants are investments in long-term enjoyment, not quick solutions. They ask for patience and consistent care. In return, they give beauty, fragrance, flowers, and fruit, sometimes all at once. 5 miniature fruit plants that prove small spaces can produce real harvests. Dwarf Meyer lemon for year-round citrus, dwarf fig for ancient sweetness, dwarf blueberry for superfood berries, dwarf pomegranate for jeweled fruit, and strawberries for accessible success. Growing fruit on a balcony is one of the most rewarding forms of container gardening. There's something almost magical about biting into a sun-warmed fig or a lemon you grew yourself, steps from your kitchen. It connects you to something fundamental, the knowledge that plants, even small ones in pots, can sustain us. These miniature varieties aren't compromises. They're purpose-built for exactly what we're doing, bringing fruit production to small spaces where people actually live. They prove that abundance isn't about acres. It's about the right plants in the right places with the right care. Which miniature fruit plant speaks to you? Are you ready to try growing fruit on your balcony? What questions do you have? Share in the comments below. I love hearing about your plans and answering questions. And if you're inspired by the possibility of homegrown fruit, please subscribe to No Secrets Gardening. We're here to help you succeed with plants that give back. Thank you for your time today. Grow calmly, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy gardening!